So a unique challenge, as I think was mentioned all week. I think our team handled it well, not only in the preparation for the week, but just how clean we played in the first half. So they did, the team responded and I think improved, showed some maturity, worked really hard during the week, and then we got a chance to play a lot of younger players, and then we'll get a great assessment on who's making progress within scout teams, how capable are our backups, which positions look stronger, what players might be able to have more substantial role down the final stretch of 4 games. And so ideally, or the team handled this game, I think ideally as much as we could. Got both quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks, some work, and about everyone that we wanted to play, we did play. So now we'll get a great chance to get a little bit more rested and healthy, which has been a long time coming. We'll do pretty extensive self-scout work, even though that's been ongoing, and just to make sure that we're precise and sharp and refocused for our next opponent and then down the home stretch, and then we move forward. So I'm looking forward to that. Questions?
As far as the 2 backups go, what did you see from them? What did you want to see?
I really became comfortable with Bo once he got to about maybe the 3rd or 4th series. Especially in the second half, when he was throwing the ball, he looked more comfortable. The decisions he was making with the run pass, conflict plays that we have, he looked more comfortable. And some of the plays he was pulling, and then we call it just an awkward bubble where he pulled it, was running the alley, and then unloaded it. That takes a lot of poise, and so I think he got better with every series, which was really fun. And then we got some great work for Coy as well, which was really helpful. Anything else?
You can kind of build on this as far as the fast start, like you had today, unlike the rest of the year.
That was one of the focuses that we had going into this game. So just mindset-wise, we chose to take the ball first, and really there was just a few things we really wanted to focus on, and starting fast offensively was one of those. And so yeah, that was certainly accomplished.
The fact that you didn't punt the entire game, even when you did go to the back, the backups, what does that mean?
Well, I think it means that the run game certainly has to be developing to a certain extent. At least it was today, and so no question that we were more explosive and dynamic in the first half. That's not only by who was playing, but by the plays that we were calling. It was fun to be able to have the backups in and be really run oriented as we were working hard to keep the points in the game as close as, just relatively under control, but that we were blocking the right people, making the right decisions at quarterback, and the running backs were running hard. That was, I think, what the message was.
Well, what were your thoughts when Algie crashed into the cannon?
Oh man, I wish he wasn't in the game. It's fun to watch him. It's a fine line as a coach on how much you give players in a game like this, and I didn't see it, and then he told me coming off the sideline that he ran into the cannon, and then I was thinking, well, never mind. Yeah, I'm glad he's okay.
How's Tanner's health?
He looks okay, and again, he was more healthy this week than he was a week ago, and he'll have now 2 full weeks of practice/recovery, and that's coming at the right time.
Outside of the fast start offensively, what were the other key things you were looking for out of this game?
Just execution and consistency. I wanted to see us play well from beginning to end, or end of plays with particular groups, and for the most part, I think that's what was happening. So consistency, not only in performance, but execution. And I'm not sure what else we could have accomplished the first half in relation to that, which was, I just checked that box, and the second half was evaluating players, seeing if we can establish some depth, maybe find a player or two that's more ready than we thought, and helping us in the last part of the season.
Coach, special teams seem to be improving with the block kicks, the punt returns today. Simultaneously, the special teams penalties have been on the rise. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I noticed the same thing. We were working this week and gave Michael Shelton a chance to return kicks. He looked very good in practice. He's dynamic, he's explosive, and you saw that today. As a result of that, possibly what's happening is, as we're returning the ball longer, the fundamentals on us blocking and not holding are being exposed. And so before, when the returns were short, blocks aren't sustained or held as long, and so maybe some of our technical flaws weren't exposed. Maybe what's happening now is, as the returns are getting longer, some of the technical parts are being exposed that we might need to touch up.
You just played a number of guys on defense. What you take away from those guys' performance?
Man, it's going to be really, I'll need to watch it. There were so many different players that we were putting in and out, but we're really trying to establish a couple more guys in terms of depth that we can contribute, and so we can play faster, harder, longer for the next part of the season. And so it'll be fun to see if any of those players emerge, because we could use a couple more.
What's your schedule during the bye week? Have you decided
Schedule in the
yet?
bye week, yeah, we have decided. Monday is film review from this game and lifting and running only. Tuesday and Wednesday are basically the equivalents of a Thursday practice, so fairly light practices Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday will be a practice focusing on basically the equivalent of a Monday practice for San Jose. Friday is a lift and run only, and then they have Saturday and Sunday off.
11th consecutive year, Coach, you became this program became bowl eligible. Can you speak to how that feels, I mean, to the consistency of this program?
It feels good. It's not easy. And consistency is hard fought and hard earned. And yeah, I've been privileged to coach a lot of good players, and they've helped us as a program win a lot of games. And I don't know how many other teams have done that, but it's not easy, and so I'm lucky.
Defensively, were you disappointed that they were able to come out and get that touchdown drive to start the second
Sure.
half?
We have a pretty simple phrase defensively: the touchdowns aren't good. So touchdowns aren't good, regardless of who's in the game. And so yeah, a few execution mistakes on critical third downs and teachable things, especially for new players, to see if you don't do exactly what you're supposed to do, what happens. And so still learning.
We went out there, I saw with at least one of the guys that for Wagner got hurt or whatever. Just watching this team that you're going up against, overmatched obviously, what's it like watching that circumstance?
I've been on the other side, maybe not quite to that extent, but they were first class. They were appreciative coming out here. They kept talking about the mountains even after the game. Most of them hadn't ever left the East Coast, and they were just complimentary, saying what a great team we have, and just I think chomped up a pretty cool college experience, which is neat, that even though the game was one-sided, that they were able to step back that fast and still chalk that up to a part of college football and the experience they had, and so I was impressed.
Remington Peck played some tight end. Is that a permanent thing or just for this game?
No, it's permanent for the rest of the season. He's emerged right now as, for that role, the true tight end position, he is our starter now at that spot. He earned that spot this week, and so our plan going into today's game was to give him around 30 to 35 plays at that spot. I don't know what the total snaps were at that spot, but he gives us the ability to run the ball more effectively, and he was a tight end in high school. He runs and catches decent, and so he already knows the defense inside and out, and we can use him in that role whenever we need to. But we're looking predominantly for him to help us continue to get better offensively, and pretty neat that he's able to do that and wants to do it. And yeah, our coaches on the offensive side have been impressed with him.
Any injuries sustained in this game?
Not that I know of, other than Algie running into the cannon, which I think is just a bruise and a scrape and a laceration. I don't think there was anybody else. I rarely am right with that because the injury reports come in later, but nothing was told to me on the sideline, which is usually the more severe ones, which is also something I'm always cognizant to manage in a game like this that gets out of hand. So I really think that we managed it well with playing our starters enough, but not too much, and luckily we dodged the bullet of not getting anyone hurt.
Any other questions?
All right, thanks.